Hello. Welcome everyone. It is Monday and I am in fact streaming early because it is an American holiday. As you can tell right there, it is in fact the day known as May 26th of the year 2025. And it is, what day is it? It's Memorial Day in the US. And no one got the memo. Everyone's like, whoa, what the? They're gonna have some people show up, they're gonna be like, well, if he's streaming early, I wasn't told this. How is he streaming early? No one informed me. But you guys are here. Welcome Stream Elements, welcome Stanley, welcome Hamp. That's everyone. No one else will ever show up until 1 hour from now. And then they'll all be here and they'll be like, I missed an hour of the stream. I can't believe this. Okay, we're gonna open up Godot. I could have also not started stream early because Northern Lion is actually playing Wordplay right now. I was playing that last week. Actually, not even last week, 2 days ago. And I was like, someone should get him to play this. And he's now playing it. I can't believe it. Welcome Tag Barrel. But I could be watching that, but I'm not. Because I've chosen to stream. Okay, we're gonna open up our platformer game. You already know the drill. And we're gonna go to what do you see? Hold on. File not found. What? Hold on. Okay, it's because probably there are some merge conflicts. That is usually how it goes. Let's see. Git status. There's going to be some conflicted files that are going to show up. There's no conflicted files. Wait a second. And what do they mean? What are they talking about? You're saying that there's nothing? That there are issues loading things? Did I not commit the correct files? Alright, let's try starting up the game. It does work. I don't know what the complaint was. It was in fact working. Okay, so we are going to see what I changed since last time. Last time I streamed this was Friday, and I have made a few updates. Did I welcome Tag Barrel? I saw your message, but I don't remember if I did acknowledge you. If I have not acknowledged you, then welcome. If I've already acknowledged you, then disregard the previous welcome. Welcome Hamflow. Alright, so what did I do? Okay, so disregard that second welcome. Okay, this is what I did. Friday I added snowy trees. Right, if you'll remember, also welcome Ahmed. I've added trees. And we're gonna open up a sprite and I will show you exactly the trees that I have added. Alright, so we got what is it? Background decoration? I think it was this one. So I think last time I had 3 trees, right? I had 3 trees. I did notice that one of the trees looked very similar to the other one. It still kind of looks very similar, but I think I adjusted it a little bit. It doesn't have like this thing on the left side. I don't know. I also added a smaller tree, and I also added a tree stump. So if you'll take a look right here on the screen, we have, we got trees. Look at this. We got small tree. Small tree is here. We got stumps as well. Welcome Xtag. We've gotten, I put the snowman over there. Small trees can fit in places such as this. And you can also, I also found out you can stack the trees. You can put a tree behind another tree, and that makes it look like a taller tree. And that's pretty cool. You can see some usages of stumps right here. We got stumps, we got trees. And then what? And then I started adding trees to this upper area. Last time I did not have that. We have this little snowman over here. Okay, we have tell me what my game is called. This work in progress game. I know what the title might be, but Right now it's just called Celeste. It's not actually, that's not going to be the real title. I cannot release this game under the title of Celeste. But you'll find out. Once I release the game, you'll know. Alright, so we have trees. We got this tree. We got a taller tree right here. Added a snowman over here. I added, wait, was this here before? It was here, okay. And then we had a stump over there. And, yeah, okay, and then what else did I do? Snowy trees, stumps. I see. I also started working on the pause menu a bit more. This is the main update in the game. Is that there is now a pause menu. I have settings. The settings do save between closing and opening the game. We have a retry button. We have a confirmation modal. We have volume sliders. Even though there's no audio in the game, I've added volume sliders. I've added saving settings. You can save the window size when you reload the game. So this is what it looks like. GTA platformer? No, I know what I'm calling it. Okay, so it's snowing, right? It's snowing. The snow continues even when you pause the game, because I have noticed that if you don't have the snow running, it is very strange. Let me show you specifically. Let's see. Process snow particles. Okay, so if I don't enable the snow while it's processing, it looks very strange. If I go to like the snow particles here, and then I go to process, just normal process. Look at this. They're like, it's paused, but you can see they're moving slightly. I think this is due to some strange thing with the way that particles work when you're like interpolating. They are still moving. They're moving in a way that does not make sense for snow. And so I had to have it keep moving. And then if you resume, they go crazy, okay? So I had to specifically set it so that the snow is always processing, even when paused. Snow reminds me of a Z-SNES. What about a Z-SNES specifically? Anyway, I've also added a retry, which is basically the same as if you press R. You know, we have this built into the game. You can simply press R to reset. But then, you know, maybe people don't remember. You can remember that you can press escape. Also, wait, I should note this. When you're playing on the web, escape does not necessarily work sometimes. I notice this when I'm playing itch games in the browser, because escape actually closes full screen, and if the game has an escape button menu, it does not necessarily trigger. I'll write that down. To do, consider adding alternate button for pause. It could be tab, maybe. That's a joke because I know people who call games like that here in Egypt. They call Red Dead Redemption GTA Cowboys. They call Total Overdose GTA Mexico. 3D Simpsons game GTA Cartoon. Video games equals GTA. I mean, those are like similar. You know, they're GTA likes. They're open world. They've got, you know, you could rob people. What if I press Control B to pause? Why would it be Control B? No one would know to do that. I think it'll be tab. We'll have escape and also tab. Alright, anyway, you could do retry from this menu. You can also use arrow keys. You can click or use arrow keys. This is built into Godot. You can do both. If you retry, it'll close the menu. Welcome, Zoli. You can also, I also added a modal so that if you click on quit, there's a confirmation menu. Okay, it's a reusable component. We have custom actions that you can apply. If you quit the game, it will in fact close the game. Now I think that setting will be disabled on web because you can't actually close the game on web yet. You can just close the browser, right? Okay, and then I also have settings menu. Settings menu has full screen, which I guess doesn't work. Wait, it doesn't work. Embedded window. Okay, this is like a Godot debugging thing. Embedded window. Embedded window only supports a windowed mode. Embedded window can't be moved. Okay, so presumably this is a thing that works fine in the real version. This functionality is not available on Mac, so I guess it works fine on Mac. Everyone loves what... Oh, that's what you meant. I forgot that, yeah, this is a reference to showing the bookmarks menu, specifically. When I play, what's that game called? I forget. One of those games. Anyway, assuming that you do move the window, I do have a reset window size button. Full screen does not work in the debug view, I guess, but it does normally, okay? And then you can adjust music. I don't have audio at the moment, but if I did have audio, you could totally adjust it. Okay, and then it also saves your settings. Okay, well, revolutionary functionality, it saves your settings. Okay, you save the settings, it goes here, you go to the settings, welcome Caravel. Whoa, look at that, your settings are saved, that's crazy. Games have never had anything like this before. Full screen does not work, specifically in this view. It also saves the position of your window. I guess it doesn't work in this one, but in the full game, it should work. You can reset the window size, you can set whatever you want. And this is the built-in Godot UI. It actually looks pretty nice. The only thing I really changed was the font, and you know, it doesn't look that bad. It fits pretty well. Anyway, so that's what I've done so far. Now I'm like, what am I doing this stream? I have 4 hours to stream, and I have to determine what I'm adding. So one thing that I could work on is the top of the mountain is pretty empty. I could maybe add like a flag on top of it. I don't know how Celeste ends. Does Celeste have a flag at the top? Celeste ending. Do they have a flag up there? I would like to see the mountaintop, please. Can I get like a screenshot of the mountaintop? Does anyone remember Celeste ending? They climbed the mountain. Oh, there is a flag. Okay. So I could consider adding a flag to the top of the mountain. And we can have an animation of it blowing in the wind, perhaps. Welcome Carp, there is a flag. Alright, so that's a thing I can add. Let me take a look at my notes. What else can I add? Okay, hold on. I'm scrolling through. Oh, I could add a start screen, you know, because when you start the game right now, it literally you're just in the game. It doesn't have like a pause menu or anything. It doesn't have, you know, anything that matters. It just throws you into the game. We could have, we could put pause menu, starting game menu, title screen, an opening cutscene perhaps, an ending cutscene. I mean, right now, when you get to the top of the mountain, nothing happens, right? We should have like an area where once you reach this area, it triggers the ending cutscene, gives you the credits. Oh, another thing I could add is also, in the pause menu, I could have a count of how many collectibles you obtain. So in the game, there are optional clovers you can get. And I could, you know, there's no count of how many you have. I could add that right there. You could have an option for window size 123, since I hate having non-integer scale pixels. I did consider that. I wasn't sure how big of a deal it was going to be. But considering that you have brought it up, maybe I should. Maybe that is a thing I could consider having. I'll put that in the notes. To do 1x, 2x, 3x scaling button. And let me actually walk through how I've implemented the settings. Godot has a built-in config file thing. Wait, did I start my stream on YouTube? I did, okay. Sometimes I forget to start the stream. Godot has a built-in config file that you can use to save and load config. And it writes it to a standard location. But the way it's implemented is kind of annoying. It has a bunch of like string keys, you know, it has a different section, it has keys and all that. I've implemented it as typed variables. So normally you would have something that just, you know, sets the things, and then when it gets set, you set the, you know, you actually update the value. I've set it so that we have this, what's this thing called? Settings singleton object. And this thing, we have a bunch of signals. When you update a value, it'll trigger a function, and you can define what that function is. So we have a full screen setting. It'll be under the video full screen key. Let me actually show what the config looks like. Godot config file directory. Did I spell directory wrong? Config file. It gets saved somewhere. Where does it get saved to? It should be in the documentation. It is not in the documentation. Godot user directory. This is probably not very interesting to most people. You're probably like, when is he going to start drawing art? I'd like to see some art. Okay, so it is in app data, Godot, app user data. Alright, so we have this one. We can open up, there's an ini file that exists. Unnamed project. Yes, it is named Celeste. Okay, so we have our settings.ini. And it saves them under different sections. So we have full screen, we have window size, we have window position, we got music volume. And so the way this is set up right now is that each thing has a section that it goes under, and it has a key. And that key can be any Godot GD script value. So you can store vectors in here, you can store integers, you can store floats, whatever you want, you can store them there. And then I've set it up so that settings have a default value, and when it gets updated, it'll trigger this function. So whenever you change full screen, it'll set the mode to full screen. We have a default window size that's pulled from the config. We have, if you update the window size, it does this stuff. Whatever floats your boat, whatever integers your bintiger, boat goes binted. We have audio volume. Despite me not having audio in the game, I have set up an audio server that has different, you know, it's got music, it's got sounds. Welcome Lastabaka. And then when you change the value, it does this stuff. And then we have a list of all settings. And so when the game first loads, it tries to open this config file. It loads all the values, and then it triggers updates to set all the values. And I think that is a pretty clean way to do it. Yeah, we have a thing so that when you change the window size, it'll update the value that's saved. And then we have some timers so that it's not saving the config file all the time. If you make a change, it's not going to save immediately. It'll wait 3 seconds before saving. Otherwise, you know, you might be adjusting the volume, and then for every time you move the slider, it'll change the value, which would be a lot. So it waits until you stop, and then 3 seconds after that, it saves it. Okay, so that's a thing that probably doesn't matter. I don't imagine most people are going to be changing settings like constantly, but I've added that. We have a listener that waits for window resizes. It checks every 10 seconds. Because apparently Godot doesn't have a built-in way to just listen to this. What if I close the sound menu before 3 seconds? No, it's when you close the game. It's not the menu, it's the game. So if you were to change a setting and close the game, then sure, it would not be saved, but that's going to be an unusual situation. And maybe that's fine, maybe that's actually good. Because you might have changed something and then it's like, you know, it's a setting you didn't want. I don't know. There's also reset window size, which I guess doesn't do anything right now in this thing, but in normal situations, it'll do something. Oh, and then I can show you how the pause menu is actually set up. So let's see, we have I've created a UI directory, which is right here. We have a lot of things in here right now. I've been learning about how Godot UI works. It's actually kind of nice. So we have a volume slider, which is right here. It is simply we got a horizontal box container, so things are laid out left to right. We have a label, we have value of a slider, and then this slider has its own script. We have the volume slider. Yo, welcome Ria, hello. How are you doing? Sagi, Sawa, Ria. You're streaming just chatting. Whatever you were chatting about, I hope it was good. Welcome Dark Mario, welcome Ria. I'm working on a platforming game, and I've just been talking about how I've been changing the settings. Isn't that really interesting? Whoa, settings menu, that's crazy, bro. Another raid, hello, 2 raids in a row. Shout out Q Kumo. A webbing journey, I do not know what that is. Whatever it was you were doing, I hope it was good. I've accidentally changed the setting. But yeah, whatever that game was, it's good, hopefully. Welcome Ride and Bareback as well. Alright, this is my game. Isn't it so cool? We got settings. You can adjust sounds. There are no sounds in the game, but you can adjust the sounds. It will also save your settings. Yeah, double raid. I'm going to assume that they're unrelated. This was not a collab stream, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes people collab and then they raid into the same person, but this is unrelated, double raid. Welcome to both raiders. It's a new game, it's early access, cute physics-based game where you are a spider. That makes sense. A webbing journey, it does make sense that it is a webbed game of spiders. Sorry, I've been moving the wrong particles. What am I doing? Process mode. Okay. This is my game. Okay, we start off. You can move around. We got backgrounds. Whoa, look at this. It's crazy. You can jump on mushrooms. You can climb, you can jump. In the beginning of the game, you can't jump. You can also not glide in the beginning. You'll unlock abilities. There are spikes that try to kill you. And I've done all the graphics myself. Anyway, what was I talking about? I forget. I was talking about the settings menu. Yes, I was talking about the settings menu. Let's see, settings. Oh, I was talking about the sliders. Okay. Never saw the cave biome. No, this has been here for a while. We got also have a Easter egg in here. A cave. We got the snow. We got snowy trees as well. You can climb. It's very cool. Very cool game. You're also learning Godot. That's cool. Well, thanks for the raid. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Right, I was talking about the slider. Okay, so we have a horizontal box container. It's got values. Okay, and then I also have a settings menu. Okay, this is the scene that has the settings menu. And the way it's laid out makes a lot of sense. You have a panel container, which is this thing. And then it has a margin container, which is needed to add padding around something. So if you don't have this, it will be, there's going to be no padding and it looks weird, right? By default, it looks like this. Which there's no padding. You gotta have some padding, right? So it's there. Welcome low efforts. Do I have old Western setting? I do not. That is not a setting that I have in the game. But you could consider making a game that has that. And then each of these buttons is set here. We have a horizontal separator. We got volume. Note that it just says volume. This is actually adjusted in the settings right here. We got text. We got the settings key. This will tell it to read from the global settings object that I have. And then we have back button. Okay, and then we have the main pause menu. This menu right here, this is the most interesting thing. You're like, whoa, can't wait to learn about UI and Godot. You've got buttons, okay? Every button has a signal. When you click the button, it triggers the signal. And then we have things that get set. Whoa, settings, right? On every button there's a signal, and then it does some stuff. If you quit the game, it'll have, oh, this is the new thing, we have a confirmation menu as well. I forgot to talk about this. A confirmation modal. We have a are you sure, confirm button, cancel button. You can set the text to be whatever you want. By default it is yes or no. We have a label that's also configurable. And then in this one, okay, so when you click on a setting, it will hide the buttons. So this gets hidden, and then it shows the settings menu. Okay, that's how it's configured. The settings menu is its own scene, which will allow it to be reused later, because I'm going to have it on the title screen as well. And that's cool, right? That's a cool thing that happens. Anyway, that's enough about the settings. I've talked 30 minutes. There's so much time to talk about a settings menu. Okay, so today, what am I doing today? I was gonna add a flag, right? We're gonna have a flag animation. Because at the very top of this mountain, it's empty. We gotta have some goal at the top. What is this? We got buttons? Buttons you can press. What is this button? Copilot. They put freaking Copilot in in Notepad. What the heck, man? What is this? I thought Notepad was supposed to be like just like the plain old nothing interesting app. They have that in Notepad. What is this? Oh, this is the swap game. You have tabs in Notepad now. What does Copilot say about the settings, Any? I do not even want to click the button. I refuse to do it. Imagine clicking that button. AI is everywhere, dude. Alright, so we're going to add a flag. Flag with animation. I want to make a new frame, new empty frame. This song has stopped. This song, for some reason, has like 15 seconds of silence at the end. I hate that it does that. Okay, so we're going to have a new tag. This is going to be flag. Okay, the flag. It'll play forward. All right, now we must determine how to draw a flag. How do people draw it? Well, welcome Pork Foo, thank you for the 8 months. Also welcome Old Man Diabetes. He's always crying, dude. Constantly. Welcome Lewis as well. When you forget to remove the 15-second silence padding, yeah, why do they do that? This is a professional song. Stream beats lo-fi for streamers to listen to, royalty free. Pixel art flag animation. How do people animate a flag? Fluttering in the wind. It's like, oh, look at this one. This is one of them. It could be like this, perhaps. He's standing on the taskbar. Bro is standing on the taskbar. You could look at the Celeste flag. Yeah, but this game is not supposed to be Celeste. I know it's titled Celeste, but it's not actually Celeste. I feel like this one makes it. Oh, you could have it be done with math. This could be using a shader. Is that that's a thing, right? Godot flag shader. Waving, ooh, waving flag. But this is like a 3D flag though. I want like a 2-dimensional one. 2D flag shader. What does this look like? Distorted UV. UV.y is sine distorted UV time. Okay. I could consider it. I could consider making it not actually mine. I draw a sine or cosine graph. I mean, yeah, this is a sine, so it's going to be like it takes the x and then it applies a sine wave, so it's up and down. Although, I mean, the thing about flags though, this would apply it to this section. This part would also be moving up and down, but I feel like it needs to be, this part needs to be stationary, right? How do they do that there? They don't. What about this one? 2D flag wave animation shader. Storing the UV coordinates, you can control the wave's height, frequency, even choose the side. Okay, this one considers that. Sine or cosine, isn't it? What? Why are you gasping? Controls the height, sets the number of waves, speed. I mean, I feel like this might not look as good for like a small flag though. Right, the size of this one is only going to be like a few pixels. Maybe it's like this big, right? I mean, we could just try it. Let's just try adding like an arbitrary thing and then see what it looks like. Now let's make a new entity. This entity is going to be a flag. Create new folder flag, and then we have a new scene, flag.scene. You have to adjust the phase and offset. Well, I mean, they've considered this, okay? This is literally built in. You can control it right there. You can have hundreds of millions of them on screen. No, we only need one. Okay, so we have flag. Okay, flag scene. And then we'll have in this flag will be a sprite 2D. We will add child node sprite 2-dimensional. Okay, or maybe no, this could be an animation player. Specifically because we have everything set up in the animation player. So instead of being a sprite 2D, it's going to be a animated sprite 2D. Even though it will not be animated. So we have animation. The sprite frames is going to be from the sprites. Where is it? We have entities, which is set entity frames, right? This one, sprite frames. And then the animation specifically, let's just use like, I don't know, one of the existing ones. What about the mushroom? Okay, and then on this one, we can make this one the parent node. Make scene root, delete this one. Flag. Okay, and then we add a shader. Let's see, material, new shader material. And then shader, new shader. We'll call this flag.gd shader. Okay, and then in this flag shader, we will simply copy and paste the code that we see here. Okay, and then we'll say, oh, what the heck, dude? It works. Okay, so then this one, we have some parameters. Pole side. What is pole side? Left. It's going to be on the left side. So it'll be... I thought it would be 0. I thought it was 0. Pole side 0? What about... Oh, no, it's because the left side is... right, because it starts here, which is actually off the image. Fixed edge range. Is that what it is? Area where the wave is damped? What does that mean? So if I increase this, so it'll be like from here then. It's like 0.5. What if it was like this? 0. If it's 0, then it's like that. Shouldn't it be like moving like up and down though? Why is it moving like this? Amplitude. Okay, that's too much. That's way too much. 0.2. Amplitude frequency. frequency, speed. Whoa, what the frick? Let's reset that. Pole side. What is this? 1. Pole side 1, pole side 2. Okay, so this one, it's like, this is if it was on the right side. Right, so they said 2 is on the right side. I thought it said bottom though. Where the flag is attached, 3, what about 3? So this looks more like a flag that is attached on the left side. They said this was attached on the bottom, which doesn't really make sense. Okay, so amplitude, we could lower it maybe to like 3. All right, so we have a mushroom that is moving. Frequency. Speed. Now, okay, so this one, it's going to look different in the actual game because the game is pixelated. This one has sub-pixel movement, which is not exactly what we want. Let's see, we could try, what about with this sign? This sign right here. You can put this in the game just to see what it looks like. So let's see, where's the player right now? The player is here. We should put it where it actually is going to be. It's going to be at the top. It's right here. Okay, so then we can drag the flag scene right here. Where is it? It's right here. Alright, what does it look like in the game? Actually, that looks... it looks alright. We can make it... We could increase the amplitude. Let's see, let's go to the flag. Where is that flag? Flag scene. We can make the amplitude maybe... no, the frequency, right? 5. Maybe amplitude 10. What about 10? Whoa, dude. 10. Okay, 10 is too much. Shader parameters. 5. What about 3? Maybe 3 is enough. We could also, okay, let's make the amplitude frequency 10. Speed 3. Whoa, look at that, looks pretty good. Okay, it's moving a bit too much. That's the amplitude is too much. What about 2 amplitude? That is maybe fine. I feel like this part though should not be moving that much. We reset pole side, it goes like that. We got 2 is there. And 3 is like 2 and 3 look the same to me. 2 is this. 3 is that. That is the same. What about 1? 1 is here. So with 1, it appears that it's attached from this side, from the bottom. Now pole side, okay, there. Okay, so I mean, this looks alright. We can try adding a flag. This flag, you know, the typical color for flags up on mountains is like red, because red is a very visible color. We can have perhaps like this. And then, look at that. Oops. Maybe expects the entire sprite to be filled. Yes, that is what I assume. I assume that is what it is. There are probably ways to have it set such that it makes sense. I mean, I could just move it over. It could be moved over here. But the issue with that, I think, is that these things get exported as sprite sheets, and there will be some bleeding into the previous sprite. So you might see a little bit. No, actually, no, it's fine because the right side of this is empty. So this one, if I put it all the way to the left side, it should also be empty. But there probably is some way to like crop it. I could have this one be Is there like a cropping thing here? Animation, resource, offset. You could set the offset. This could be like, offset is like -3. Okay, maybe that's not it. Transform. Visibility, there's like some clipping somewhere. Whatever, I can figure this out at some point. Okay, so we have this flag, right? This flag is here. It's like that. So the inside could be this red. Okay, this red right here. We could have this one like that. Okay, and then we simply just re-import it. Welcome cryptic command, a sprite file empty. But it's not empty though. A sprite file not selected. Right, because we must reinsert. The thing that annoys me a bit about the A-Sprite plugin in Godot is that it doesn't really... If you try to save it to a resource file, it doesn't necessarily update the file in a way that makes sense. Okay, so I could simply just could look at the entities.asprite, could drag it in here. Right, and now for this one, you can choose the new thing, the new flag right here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's A-Sprite Wizard. Actually, that doesn't look so bad. Okay, so this one appears to be fixed on the right side. That actually looks alright. So we just need to flip it, right? Pull side 3. And this one is on that side. No. 2, 1, 0, 3, 2. 2 looks alright. So with 2, it's gonna be... If we have the flagpole on this side, it might look nice. But the wind is blowing this way, so I could like rotate this horizontally, maybe. Flip H. Okay. That seems alright. Okay, so it's a bit weird that it is flipped in here, but probably fine. Now the thing is though, this does not look as good as it would if I had simply animated it. It doesn't have a nice pixel art looking aesthetics. But maybe that's fine. Maybe it's not really needed. Can I increase the frequency? Hold on, frequency, what if it's like 20? 10 is the maximum. What about 5? 5, 10. There's a waving flag. There sure is. It's literally right here. Okay, so why is this not being re-imported? If I put this in here, and then I re-import it. Okay, it is now facing the right way. We have this thing. Okay, we got a floating flag. It is in the game right now. Alright, then we just need a flagpole. So we'll add a node. I guess the base node can just be a node 2D. We can then make this one the parent node. This one is flag. This one is going to be... What's the name for this? Like, this is the actual flag. I should name this flagpole, right? No, but then the flagpole is the thing on the bottom. The flag, like, what is the name for this? This is the flag, but then like the flagpole is the actual pole. But then like, does the flagpole contain the actual thing? What is the name for a flag plus a flagpole? Naming flag assembly. Is that what they're called? I guess it doesn't matter. flag with pole. Just call it flag, whatever. This one will be waving flag. There, that's gonna be it. And then we add another animated sprite, which is not actually animated. Flag assembly, is that the name for when you're assembling two things? Is that the name for it? Okay, so for the flag, I could have this be in the, this could be in the tile set. This could simply be part of the tiles, such that this thing is, I could just wait, I could just reuse this thing. Is that a thing I can do? Hold on. We can just go to the world. We can then go to background, right? Background, where is it? Background tile. And then I can just go here and I can simply just reuse my existing assets. So this will be the base of the flagpole. And then we have these. And then we just move the flag to be at the top of this thing. Whoa, dude, he's doing it. Okay, how do let's run the game. Whoa, look, it's literally that easy, guys. Okay, but we need to change the Z indexing. Look at that, it was that easy. Okay, it is missing a top part, but that's probably fine. It's probably fine. I feel like this is maybe a bit too high up as well. This could be a bit lower down. You know, we could have some more open space at the top of the screen. Alright, but that looks alright. I'm going to try to change it so that we can increase the frequency. Let's see, the frequency maximum is 10. So it could be maybe maximum 20. I want to see what 20 looks like. So we go here, we have 20. Frequency 20. Does that look better? Yeah, it looks the same. Actually, no, maybe it looks a bit better. What if it was 30? I could set it to be 30. What about 50? 30. Ooh, 50? Wait, that looks pretty good. What about this? Hey, that looks alright. Okay, we can increase the speed as well. 5, speed 5. I mean, the wind is pretty strong. Welcome vacuously. Am I almost finished? I think so. We are near the end. That is the flaggiest flag. It looks so good. Have you seen this? Spoilers for the end of the game. It looks nice. I think the only things left that I really need to do is we can add an intro. Was it like a title screen? We can add like an ending cutscene. What else do I have in my to-do list? Right, I can update the splash screen. The current logo for the game is the default Godot logo, which I should probably change at some point. This is one of those things that I'll probably forget to do, but I have it written in my to-dos. And also credits. Yes, I need to make like a credits ending thing. Thank all the people that worked on this game, such as myself, and that's pretty much it. Myself, I'm gonna thank the Twitch chat. I'm gonna be like, thanks to my Twitch community, and you, that's right, and you, and also the creator of the font. And also, when I add music to the game, I'm gonna credit the music creators of the royalty-free music that I'm gonna add. I still need to look for music to add to the game. And then what? And then I don't know. We did have some stuff that people suggested that might be nice. You know how like in game, sometimes when you're like running around, there's like dust trails behind you. I could consider. I also need to update the character sprite. This has been a placeholder sprite. I will update this at some point. So we have a dust trail. When you jump, sometimes, you know, when you land, there's like dust particles. I could add those. I could consider doing that on this stream even. It's possible. Someone did suggest adding light rays in the cave areas. That might be something to consider adding. Dust trails are nice. I think they make the game seem more polished, you know? Anyway, so we have a flag working. That's pretty nice. The question is, do I want the flagpole to be part of the flag? Or do I simply want it to be part of the world? I don't know. I guess I'll just have it be part of the world. Alright, so this flag should be perhaps in the background layer. It's gonna be right over here. Background tile right there. And I should maybe move it so that it's not overlapping with the snow pile right here. Wait, I should group these. Guys, I can group these together. No, I can't, because this is part of the background tiles. Alright, whatever. I'll put this here. We will move the flag so that it is there. Wow. Look at that. It looks so good. It's that simple. Alright, I'm going to commit this flag. Git status. Git add entities. Alright, so we got the flag. We got the parent, we got the position, we got the tile map data. We got the save time. I didn't commit this thing. This was for something else. I should have these as part of two different commits, because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Alright, so git add. So we have the flag, we have levels, we have assets. Oh, I also need to, hold on, before I save this, I need to update the flag to point to the right resource. Okay, so sprite frames, we simply we re-import it, and then we save it. Save as entity frames, and then we re-drag entity frames back into here. What the? That's a cake. It's supposed to be. I need to reload the game. That's what it is. This happens sometimes. Yo, what if the flag was just cake? Wow. Okay, we're gonna reload the project. And then, welcome Deffins. We change it back to flag. Alright, so the flag is there. What was I gonna do again? That's it, right? We have this one. Proud citizen. Okay, so we have this thing, and add flag. Is that all? Wait, hold on. I gotta check. Sometimes you end up committing stuff that I don't want to commit. This is good. It's fine. Okay. Updated this stuff. Okay, that sounds good. We could consider maybe we could add the shader to this thing. I think right now this thing is flipped horizontally, right? This one could in fact not be flipped. And then I can apply the shader to this thing instead. No, you know, I'll do that in a separate commit. You don't want to mix too many things together. So the current thing. I've added a flag to the game, and I'm simply committing this. Git commit add flag. Okay, and then we had the other thing that I did not commit. Update settings. I should also drink water. I'll do that after I commit this. Git commit update settings params. Alright, it's water drinking time. Alright, I should just name this Sprite 2D, because that is what it is. Alright, this one, we can update this one so that the shader is actually part of this thing itself. Okay, we have, let's see, material, shader material, shader, load. It's going to load from entities flag shader parameters. Wait, why doesn't it work? What the? Did I break it? Why doesn't this work? Does this only apply to Sprite 2D? Can I not apply shader to like a parent node? Parent node 2D. Alright, maybe let's undo that then. Let us undo what I just did. It is fine for this to be part of this thing. I should also update the shader to include credits. This will be part of this. Include the link to where I got this from. From this one. Now we don't know what the license of this thing is. Actually no, it's in CC0, okay. We can be used without the author's permission, but I will include a link to the shader simply to the credit. I should also put that in my to-do. I should note, give credit to where the shaders came from. To add shader sources to credits. I should also credit the people who created the plugins that I used. The techniques that I've used for this. Make sure you credit people. Credit plugin authors. Even though it's not necessary, I think it's a cool thing to do. Alright, so we have this. We have world. We have flag on mountaintop. Wow. Amazing. I should credit everyone in chat. See, that's the thing though. So many people have given me suggestions that I feel like, what if I forget someone? I'd have to like go through my bot and be like, okay, this person gave me, you know, this suggestion. And then like, what if I forget someone? Then they're like, oh, you forgot to credit me. I told you to move the thing 3 pixels to the left. And I'm like, oh, I forgot to add this person. Oh my god. And then I'm gonna get canceled. That's why I was thinking to just have Twitch chat as a whole. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. Welcome Infinite Zero. But then like, is that not enough credit? I'm like, you know, some people did contribute more than others. Some people gave ideas for levels. Some people gave tips on how to draw trees, you know, that was useful. But I'm like, do I then credit everyone? I don't know. List all Twitch users. No, that's too much though. Okay, we have trees. Okay, git diff. Add link to shader source. All right, so next thing I'm going to work on today is what did I say? We had we could consider maybe like adding like dust particles, you know, when you run around. That could be a thing. Next, Microsoft for the OS. No, I did most of the development on Mac, so I think Windows. I mean, I guess I did use Windows, but my primary development was on Mac. Windows is just when I streamed. I like how the flag doesn't have those fake slanted pixels. Yeah, it's because this is pixel perfect rendering. Are you seeing this? It is pixeled perfect. And basically the way this is done, it's rendered at a small scale and then upscale 2 times. So there's no sub-pixel movement. Everything is pixel perfect. You cannot move less than 1 pixel at a time. It's literally impossible. Oh, I should also add controller support. That's another thing. Right now I've only had it using keyboard mouse. To do, add controller support. Is it a camera thing? Yeah, so the way it's set up is that we have the world, right? This world is simply, you know, things as it would be rendered normally. And then we have a root view, and this root view contains a sub viewport, which contains our world. Now this one here, we have the size specified to our exact pixel resolution. But it's scaled 2 times, I think. The sub viewport container, we got a scale somewhere. We set the size here. We set the scale to 2. And then I think in our project, we set the resolution to be the 2x scale. And that's why we have UI that's in a different scale from the game. Can I play with steering wheel? What does that mean? You'll note here that the UI is a bit higher resolution than the actual game. This is kind of how Celeste works. Celeste has like high pixel menus, but then the actual game itself is rendered in a small resolution. Can't wait for the Wolfium speedrunning scene. I already know one person who's going to speedrun this, so it is pretty much confirmed that this is going to be, it's going to have at least one speedrunner. Alright, and then what? Good to know I'm making a pixel game myself. Need those sweet pixel perfect translations. Yeah, it was actually surprisingly annoying to set up. There's like a few settings that you have to set in your project. One of them is, what's it called? Display. You set your viewport to be like a smaller size, and then you have to set your stretch mode to viewport, aspect to keep, scale mode. You could set this to whatever you want. But yeah, the main thing to consider is the sub viewport and the container. I think there was also like another thing that I set somewhere. What's it called? There's like pixel something, rendering 2D. Snap 2D transforms to pixel. You need to have this on as well. Otherwise it looks a bit weird. Wait, what if I disable this? What does it look like? I think if I disable that, you might notice some weird artifacts. No, actually, maybe it's fine. Whatever. At some point, I need to change some settings, and I think that was one of them. It probably is needed for something. The runner, me, falling. The speed faller. Can I put in some cheat codes? No. I think I'll also add a speedrun timer at some point. I could have a death timer as well, so people know how many times they died. Alright, let's try adding some dust. How is that done in the game? What if I spend time adding dust particles and then it looks bad, right? I will have wasted time. You can't be wasting time. This game needs to be released, you know? You can spend forever working on a game and then never actually releasing it. You need to actually release the game. snow, yeah, snow particles. Okay, we got the world scene. The world scene right here. Alright, how do I set up dust particles? You can go to the player scene. Have DLC. I would need to think up new levels though. It's too much. We can add a particles. We have death particles. Remember this one? When you die, it plays these particles. Let's add a GPU particles. And this one will be dust particles. Alright, so this is going to have a... I forgot how to do this. How do people set this stuff up? It's emitting, sub-emitter, texture, I don't know. I simply do not know. New texture, 2D, RD, new curve texture, mesh texture, image texture, canvas texture? What? How did I set up the snow? Let's go to our world scene. So for the snow, we have our snow particles. Snow particles. Texture is empty. Texture empty. Amount ratio. Amount 200. Time. Let me also close these. Close tab. Close tab. We can close these as well. So we got the player. The player emitting on. Amount ratio. Sub-emitter. What is a sub-emitter? Sub-emitter. Isn't that when people gift subs on Twitch? Am I right, guys? Can we get like some gifted subs? I'm just kidding. Texture. Empty time. Lifetime. Amazon the sub-emitter. They are emitting those subs. Drawing. Is that what it is? Drawing? Trails. Is that what I want? Trails? What is a trail? Compatibility renderer does not support particle trails. Alright, fine. I guess I won't do it then. How do I have it set up? Okay, so this one we should... Oh no, it is emitting. This is what this dot is. It's emitting a single particle. So the particle should be moved to be behind the player. Perhaps. We do have a flip node. No, it should be. It's fine. It's fine to be emitted from here. Lifetime of particle, maybe like 0.1, 0.2 seconds. And then just make him farting all the time. No. It can't be. Collision, no collision. Trails. How do I make it so that it's it becomes transparent at some point? Texture. Sub-emitter. Amount 1. Actually, what if I just run the game right now? What does this look like? You can't even see it. It's not even there. Let's see. Do I have to like increase the size? Lifetime, interpolate, collision, trails, process material. That's what it is. New particle. Okay, it's the freaking leaking. It's leaking. Don't look at that. Particle flags. Okay, disable. There should be no gravity. There should be no gravity. Accelerations. Gravity. Remove that. There's no gravity. Gravity 0. Okay, so it should be moving. Linear acceleration. Damping. Display. How do I make it increase size and transparency? Welcome, Delicious Smile. Oh wait, there's something. Are you seeing this? There's some particles. Yo, it looks like snow is being moved, though. It's kind of hard to see in the snow area, though. Let me move the player to the starting area. Okay, so we have player. Move the player to the very beginning of the game. Right here. Okay. And then oh look, we got particles. Okay, but the particles should not be applying when in the sky. It should only be there when moving. Okay, we should also make it move left and right. It should increase in size as time progresses. So let's see. We have display, scale. Minimum, maximum scale, maybe like 3. So it changes size over time. Scale curve, scale over velocity. Hue variation, animation, speed. Whoa, did you see this? We're moving. Okay, we should also set the transparency. So as you move, transparency is less. Wow. It should be emitting slightly more. Emit amount, maybe like 3. How do I then set transparency? Drawing process material, lifetime. I should have a random lifetime. Lifetime randomness. I don't know, 0.2. Particle flags, disable Z. Disable Z. Z. Hue variation. Display scale, max 3. Scale over velocity. Welcome, Sheriff Pumpkin. Hello, Raiders. We're getting a lot of raids today. What's going on? Welcome, Esper Load. What are you doing? Shout out, Esper Load. Art. I love doing art. I did some art today as well. Welcome, Dr. Bedizzle. Welcome, Yuza. Welcome, Esper. Welcome, Rorygon 2. Welcome, Gravity. Is the Wolfie? It is. It is, in fact, me. What were you drawing? I hope it was a good stream. Today, I did some art. And by art, I mean I drew, I drew this. You're like, whoa, what is this? It looks crazy. How did he draw that? That's crazy. It's a flag in the game. I redrew hair on my Live 2D model and remeshed it. That sounds nice. I have not updated my Live 2D art in forever. And to be honest, I've forgotten how to use Live 2D. Last time I tried updating my Live 2D, I did not know what I was doing, and I gave up. Also, welcome Silent Ghost. I can show you what I worked on today. By the way, I'm working on a game. It is a platformer game in Godot. You play as a character that can run and jump. And it's named Celeste, but it's not actually Celeste. You do climb a mountain though. So this is what I added today. We have a flag that moves according to the wind. You can also adjust various parameters. The flag can move more or less. You can have higher amplitudes even. What does that look like? Oh, that looks crazy. Amplitude 3. Amplitude 2. You can change various properties simply by having a small rectangle like this. Yeah, it's literally Celeste. I also did all the art in this game myself. So we have mountains, we have cave areas, we have grass areas, we have trees. That was pretty cool. I learned how to draw trees. Look at these trees. You can also climb on platforms. Look at this. The thing I'm adding right now is particle effects. So when you're like walking around in games, you know, sometimes you got like a dust trail behind you. That's what I'm working on right now. I have just started adding it, so it does not necessarily look good at the moment, but it also doesn't look awful. It looks alright. So we're trying to figure out how to make it look good. Anyway, feel free, raiders, if you gotta do other stuff. You don't have to stick around. It should randomly kick up. That is true. We could have some like slight upward momentum as well. So I'm trying to make it like figure out how to make this thing fade in and out. So it should start off faded out, or maybe I don't know the other wing. I can't even talk. Jump puff and landing puff. Yes, that is the thing that I said I would add at some point. But we'll get to that very soon at some point. Possibly even in this stream. Okay, so turbulence. Is that what I want? Turbulence? No. It appears that I've crashed the editor. No, it's fine. It's fine. How did I have it? Hue variation, is that what it is? Color curves? Color ramp. Alpha, oh, that's what it is. Alpha curve. You can create a new alpha curve so that the alpha decreases over time. So let's see, it starts off here and then it goes to 0. Now it is being emitted too rapidly. It's going too fast. I think it needs to be stopped. We should set the lifetime. The lifetime, maybe it could be like 0.5 seconds. Okay, and then the amount, 3, maybe that's fine. Let's see what this looks like. I'm blocking it. You can't even really see it. That looks alright. Okay, so it should not be emitting all the time. It should only sometimes be emitting. I think I could increase the particle count, maybe like 5. Okay, and then we could have some slight upward momentum. I should also have a setting to disable particle effects in case, you know, people don't have good computers to do. Add setting to disable particles. Okay, so I could increase the size. What did I have it set as? The size. There should be a size ramp, right? It starts off small and then becomes larger. How is that set? We got collision, we got color curves, scale over velocity, is that what it is? Scale over velocity? I don't know. Some color curves is there. Scale. Maximum scale, it could be like 5. Oh, the scale curve. I should add the scale curve, right? Minimum. What does this say? Scale. Does it choose randomly from this range? Okay. Sure. I guess it's fine. Now I know at some point I will end up disabling this when you're not walking, but for now it's a good way to visualize. Scale curve. Okay, so it could start off small and then become larger. So it starts off maybe like half size. Maybe it starts off like this. Minimum size could be 2. Maximum size, yeah, 5 is probably fine. Maybe 5 is too much. 5 is pretty large. We'll set it to minimum 1, maximum 4. Okay, and then we also need some like randomness. Lifetime randomness, I do have that. Lifetime randomness ratio, the equation for lifetime particle is this thing. Okay, we could have it as like maybe 0.5. 0.5 randomness. That seems fine, maybe. Okay, and then what? What are some other settings that I could add? Rotation's not really needed. Actually, maybe. I could rotate Y. No. Actually, maybe. What does that look like? Rotate Y on. It looks the same. It rotates by angle min. What is angle min? Animated velocity? What is that? Angular velocity. We got accelerations. We got display. Isn't this so cool? Watching someone look at a settings menu? Well, how can he look at these settings menus in such a way that makes sense? I've enabled turbulence. I do not need to enable turbulence. Sub emitter. What is a sub emitter? I don't know. Okay, well. Welcome, Abarkazak. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Me looking at settings. Bro is looking at settings, though. Explosiveness. What is explosiveness? No. Speed scale. Speed scale. Pre-process one-shot interp to end. Oh, randomness. Randomness? We could increase that. That's too much. 1.0, that's too much. 0.2. Interpolate, fract delta. Sure. All right, we're running around. We are simply running around with particles showing up behind us. Look at these settings, man. Wow. They are being emitted as we speak. They seem smaller than they used to be. Why is that? Did I change something? Lifetime randomness. Size randomness? Is it the minimum scale? 5? 5 is fine. Lifetime could be longer, maybe. Lifetime, maybe like 0.7 seconds. Or is that too long? It's kind of hard to tell. I think they're disappearing too quickly. Let me adjust the what is it called? The transparency scale. What is it called, guys? We got the color scale, right? Alpha scale. There's too many settings. Animation hue, color curves. Alpha curve. Okay, the alpha curve, it should stay visible for a bit longer. Maybe like that. I think maybe that looks better. I don't know. Like we're walking. They appear to be showing up in the same spots though. Why is that? I guess because I'm moving at a constant velocity, and they, I could decrease the lifetime maybe. Let's put that back to 0.5. Okay, so we have some particles. So now what we got to do, we got to make it not emitting. We then have to go to the player script. I don't like how it's always appearing under you when still. Yes, I mean that is the thing that I was going to change. So we go to player, we go to the player script. We then get access to the dust particles. Let's see, on ready particles. On ready dust particles. Yeah, dust particles, GPU particles 2D. Dust particles. Okay, then we go to the running. What is it? The running state. And then we say when entering, you want to set player dot dust particles dot emitting equals true, and then on exit emitting should be false. I think that should work. So now when we're not walking, particles are not there. When you start walking, they start being emitted. When you jump, they're not emitted. Okay, I mean, that looks alright. Maybe. Make a temporary long horizontal platform. I could try to find one that already exists, maybe. Okay, so we have player. What is a long horizontal? There's one over here. Yes, okay, there, you know, it looks... It's a bit hard to notice. It could be a bit larger, I guess. We could set the minimum size to be a bit larger. Let's see. Minimum size is right now is 2, I think. Where is it? Scale. Minimum size, it could be 2. Maximum size, I feel like 5 is fine. Yeah, it could be above the ground, perhaps. Okay, we could add some velocity, some vertical velocity, animated velocity, directional velocity, velocity. How do we set it? How do we set that thing? We could just move this up by like 1 or 2 pixels so that it shows up above the ground rather than in the ground. Like that already I think looks a bit better. Looks pretty good. Now we do need landing particles at some point. For now it's fine. Okay, we could increase size. Maybe the minimum size could be 3, maybe. What if we set the maximum to like 6? I think that seems slightly better. Okay, how do we add some vertical movement? Oh, wait, there was the acceleration that I disabled, right? Let's see. Process material, there's like gravity. Gravity was there originally. What's it called? Acceleration. Gravity. Gravity could be like negative 10 maybe. Negative, what about negative 100? Okay, there's some vertical movement. Look at that. Gravity, it's going up slightly. Maybe that's too much. What about negative 50? I think that looks good. That looks pretty good, actually. Yes, it could go sometimes up. Can we set the gravity randomness? How does that get set? Randomness. Process material, accelerations, display. How do we set randomness? Angular velocity, velocity limit, directional velocity. Is that what I want instead of the other? How does directional velocity work? Godot particle random vertical velocity. Particles 2D random initial velocity doesn't seem to do anything. How does that work? Particle 2D has a texture property with horizontal, vertical. Oh, there's some initial velocities that we can set. Where? Velocity. Is this initial velocity? Spawn velocity. Oh, spawn initial velocity. So min, max, it could be so min could be like negative 5. Max could be 0. Okay, maybe negative 5 is too small. About negative 50. Whoa, look, you seeing that? There's some variance there. It's going down a bit. That's too much. Max. Wait, initial velocity negative. It means it's going up, which is fine. But why is it going down? Why is it going downwards sometimes? It doesn't look bad though. I could set the, there's a velocity limit, right? You can make it so that it has to be 0 or positive. Let's see, limit. Velocity limit. New curve texture, it has to be limited to... How does this work? What is this? What? Oh, you can set it as a time. I don't want that. That's too advanced. And clear this. And this is animated velocity. Velocity. How do they have this set up? Particle systems. Particle that emits with even spread. Randomness options. Mastering Godot particle systems. I don't know, maybe it's fine. Anyone's opinions on this? Does this look fine? Maybe it's fine. And I feel like it should not be moving like down through the ground. That's the issue. Why is it doing that? Let's see. Got the amount ratio, we got the lifetime, we got pre-process. Direction, spread. Oh, it's a spread. Wait, why is this here? Velocity spread. Each particle's initial. Hold on. What is that? I'm blocking blocking all the things. Spread. Each particle's initial direction range from plus spread to minus spread degrees. What if I set that to like 0? Welcome Ultra Chakar. Okay, I think that's better. Yes, it was the spread that was killing us. Okay, so wait, why is direction? What is this? Velocity direction? Unit vector specifying the particle's emission direction. Oh wait, okay, so the direction, it's like, I see, I note that when I'm going to the left, the particles are less. It's because the particles are moving to the right. The direction should be, this could be 0, I guess. Alright, so now they're more even. I guess spread doesn't do anything if it's like a 0, right? I hate that when I click on something, it like scrolls me up. I don't know where I am. Yeah, that's why. Wait, okay, so I guess I do need spread to be 0, because for some reason, even though all these things are 0, it's still there. Okay, so that looks a bit better. I do feel like it's a bit too like even though. The particle emission rate is a bit too even. We need some lifetime. Where's my lifetime randomness? Amount of time each particle will exist. Where's my randomness? Okay, we could increase randomness, maybe like 0.5. I think that is maybe a bit better. That looks alright. Whoa. It's pretty cool. Looking good. Alright, so that's good. What is speed scale? Speed scale is speed scale ratio, pre-process, interp to end, fixed seed, interpolate. What if it wasn't a white square? Could do some cloud sprites? Yes, but I feel like, I don't know, I could consider doing that. It would not be that hard. I think all you have to do is add a material to this thing. Texture. You just have to add a texture. But I mean, like, at such a small size, I feel like it doesn't really make that big a difference. I'm gonna commit this though. Welcome Altscop. Let's see, git status, git diff. Okay, so we have a curve, we have this stuff. Got particles being emitted, we have player position. That looks good. Let me just remove this indentation. Let me save it. Add dust particles when running. Alright, I also need to see what this looks like when we're pushing a crate. Because technically when you are pushing a crate, you are still in the running, what's it called, the running state. So we can take the player, put them maybe like over here. Okay, I should maybe disable that when you're pushing stuff. It should be, okay, it should be based on if your velocity is above a certain amount, maybe. Let's see, let's go to script. Dust particle emitting should be, if you're not pushing, handle push. Handle push. If you are pushing something, then set particle emitting to false. Okay, but then otherwise it's true. This is a bit annoying. Dust particles emitting is false. Maybe the rate that it emits at could be based on your velocity. Maybe. But then I'm like hard coding velocities in there. This looks strange. This looks fine. Maybe, okay, maybe if you are at maximum velocity, display the particles. How do I... player velocity.x, calculate x velocity. Where's the player script? Player script is here. Velocity. Okay, we have move speed. If player's speed is move speed, then emit particles. Otherwise, don't. So, go to running. We can set physics update, pass. Okay, so, player.velocity.x is greater than or equal to player.move speed, then emitting. But this should also be the absolute value. And I guess you could also just do this. Okay, let's see if that does anything. It's still not working. Okay, what if I do this? Go here. Do it's still going. Why is that? If your absolute velocity is greater than, oh, it shouldn't be move. No, move speed is fine, right? Player move speed is 100. Velocity is not that. Wait, if it is greater than or equal to, I should log this. Print player.velocity.x player.move speed. Okay, so as you are pushing, it's not printing this for some reason. Print, save, I've saved it. Okay, so velocity is 100 something. When you push, it is still 100? Wait. Player velocity.x. So it is 100. It's negative 100. When you're pushing, it's still 100. Hold on. Why is it still 100? Move and slide. Should I be setting this at the end? Maybe that's what it is. This should be at the end. Right, because then early on, your velocity... Okay, that's what I want. Welcome, Jishwan. Hope you are doing well today. Okay, so now we have it so that when you're pushing things, there's no dust particles. When you are walking at max speed, you do have dust particles. Wait, but it's also... Wait, what? It's still going when you're in the air. Wait a second. Did I not disable it? Hold on. Dust particles emitting equals this. When you exit, it should not be emitting. But why is it still emitting though? Why is it still emitting? Is it because I haven't reloaded? Is that what it is? Oh, it's still going. Why is it still going? That's weird. That is strange. Oh, maybe because it's emitting when I'm like... It's emitting when I'm walking. And then while I'm in the air, it is still emitting. How do I make it like stop doing that? It's because it's attached to the character. Is there a way to make it not attached? Godot particle attach to world. Attach global Godot particle global position. Is that a thing? Can I make it not relative to the player, but have it just keep its existing position? Is that even what the issue is? I don't even know. We can push. But as soon as we jump, it's still going. It is still going though. Even when gliding, it's still going. Is it because it has to be, where is it? Where is it being set? What if I put it here? Is that it? Okay, wait. Okay, that fixed it for some reason. Turns out that is all that was needed. So we have the dust particles. When you jump, they don't follow you. That's good. And then what? And then what even? Git diff. So we have the code that has been updated. Let me remove some unnecessary indentation. What about if you run into a side shroom? Good question. Good question. The player is right here. I mean, I think if you are running into a side shroom, it's hey, why did I get respawned here? Where am I? We're here. Oh, because I didn't reload the game. Right. Okay. Does he move? I can't tell. I don't think so. It looks fine. Okay, I think it's good. Let's see. Do we have GD format on this? GD format. That room has a side shroom for like 0.0001 frames. Which room? I mean, it's barely noticeable, right? Godot format. Okay, we do have GD format. GD format, check. GD format, how do I check? Running.gd. GD format entities. It's formatting my files. Okay, that seems good. Only emits dust particles when max speed. When at max speed. I mean, most rooms that have side mushrooms, they are either like in the air or it's hardly noticeable. I don't know. Anyway, let's add the whatchamacallit, the landing dust particles this time. Okay, player, dust particle. This should be a run dust particles. Or could I use the same one for both? I probably could. Welcome, Pandas. Every time I see this game, there's been so much progress. Has there been, though? What has changed since last time? This is a quiz to make sure you're paying attention. Well, guys, what has changed since last time? Dust particles. There are trees now. That was like a while ago, though. That's so last week. We also have a pause menu. Can you believe this? There's a pause menu in the game. There's a way to exit the game from within the game. Also, I just noticed it's kind of like not that visible when you're in the cave area. I guess I was mostly testing this in the snow area. In the cave, this is pretty dark. Whatever, it's probably fine. Probably totally fine. Yeah, the pog menu, so true. So true. Okay, so landing dust particles. I'm gonna rename this one to run dust particles. The scroll, no, the clouds have always scrolled. They've been doing that for a while. This should be player.run dust particles. Run dust particles. Okay, then you go to the player script. You go to the dust particles, run dust particles. Run dust particles. Just make sure that it still works. It does still work. Okay, we're gonna commit this as well. Rename. Run. Okay, let's add the landing particles. Now, how would that work? How would that even work? The only thing I have is the explosion particles, and clearly they won't look like explosion particles. Landing dust particles. Okay, so we go back here. We go back to the player thing, and then we add another GPU particles 2D. This will be landing dust particles. Now you may be like, Wolfie, the naming is so inconsistent. Why is this not running dust particles? Why not name it running dust particles? You're so right, I probably should. Because otherwise, to be consistent, this would be land dust particles, but that doesn't make much sense. Landing dust particles. Alright, how do you make landing dust particles look good? Welcome, Nutritious. Okay, so the amount. Okay, we have time, lifetime, we have perhaps 0.5 seconds, maybe explosiveness maximum. We have drawing. How do we have this set up? Texture. No, not texture. What is it called? Wait, trails. What is no, trails or something else. Process material. Okay, we make a new particle process material. We then have to remove the acceleration because there's no gravity. It could be negative. Negative 100. Okay, so it's going up. And then what? Damping, display. We need some random acceleration. Celeste also has landing particles. Celeste random particles. This probably is not going to result in any good images. Okay, how do I select, just select gameplay. Select gameplay. Well, I know, I just was hoping that there was like a GIF somewhere that I could just look at. There's my public IP, by the way. If you want to hack me, there's my public IP. But not anymore, I've disabled it. I'm no longer on VPN. Alright, so Celeste. Okay, hold on. When you, oh, there's also when you jump. It's not just when you land, it's also when you jump. Whenever you leave the ground. Interesting. Oh, I didn't notice Celeste doesn't actually have running particles. It only has jump and land particles. Okay, so let's see. How do I make that? So we have got some gravity. We have some. We need some like it should go out in like a fan-like pattern, perhaps. Display, scale, color curves. How did I? What was it? What was that name of that thing? Fan. No. What was it called? Distribution. Spread. It was spread. Okay. Spawn, velocity, spread. What if it was even more? 90-degree spread. And then velocity. Direction, 0. Direction should be y. It should be negative 100. Okay, why is it not spreading? Velocity, pivot. What is a pivot? Negative 100? No. Initial velocity. Maximum 100. Okay, there we go. That's too much, but that is something. Okay, so it should be like 50 maybe, and then it should have some deceleration, right? Let's see. Velocity is a bit too high. It should be like negative like 30, maybe like 10. Is that enough? Is that too much? 20. But why isn't it going like out this way though? Spread, okay, spread, that's too much. 90. Oh, it's because the minimum could be like slightly higher. We should decrease the lifetime, unless, hold on, velocity, direction. Okay, the value of direction doesn't matter. Animated velocity, we got what about gravity? Gravity 100. Okay, that's too much. Negative 30. Negative 20. It's a bit slow. Velocity. Let's see. What about 30? What about from 20 to 30? Lifetime could be. No, we should have a thing. What is it? We should decrease the. We should have gravity. The gravity is too strong though. Gravity. What about negative by 0? What about 20? can increase the size, scale. Scale could be from 2 to 5, that's too big. From 1 to 3. And then what? And also move it up by 1. And then we should also have, what's it called? Alpha curve. New curve. Alpha curve should start off maximum and then fade out. Like that. Okay, and then we can increase the particle count. Maybe it could be like 15. It doesn't exactly look like this though. Let's see. Please jump. Please, Celeste, please jump. I know that's not her name. Celeste, why are you jumping? Okay, there's a jump. So it's like that. So that looks nice. I feel like it goes a bit too far though. Maybe it's fine. Welcome, Soul. Her name, yeah, it's not Celeste. It's like Madeline, right? Celeste is the name of the mountain. Landing dust particles, turn that off. We should enable it when we land. So we go to the falling, was it idle? It's in the idle state. If you have just landed, then we also need to set the particles. Okay, let's go back to player. Let's go to here. Landing dust particles. We should also set it to be a one shot, so it doesn't repeat. Alright, and then we go to idle.gd. Welcome, Frosty Klondike. So if you have just landed, player.landing dust particles.emitting equals true. And then what? Whoa, wait, what? Holy, wait, why didn't it plays sometimes? Why doesn't it play all the time? It played there. It has stopped playing for some reason. That actually looks alright. Is it because they're already... because there's not enough time between them? Is that what it is? Can I have it like re-emit? Force re-emit. Re-emit particles. How do I do that? Re-emit particles. Well, yeah, I know it's because the particle lifetime is like by the time I do the second jump, it's still emitting the first particles. I need to figure out how to make it not do that. Let's see, emit a spray of particles every time. Hold on, this is what I want. If you're hit while it's still emitting, nothing happens. How do I do it? Instance it will not clean it up automatically. Create a new scene with a timer node. Do the cleanup. Emitting false. One shot equals true. Set emitting to true. Call queue free. I don't want to like create a new thing every time though. If you have one shot equals true, you toggle on emitting. Cycle will start when complete. The emitting property will automatically reset to false. Your particles from that cycle will still be alive. If If you toggle emitting equals true again before the lifetime has expired, the new emission cycle might be cut short. Okay. You have to make new ones every time? That's too much though. Surely there's a better way to do it. Duplicating the node a half dozen times, turning on emitting doesn't seem to work properly. Bro. I mean, it looks alright when it does emit. Yeah, there should be a bursty thing that forces it to re-emit. Otherwise, you have to make new ones every time. That seems like a bit overkill. Is there really no other way to do it? Is there really no other way? Also, I'm 11 minutes late to drinking water, right? Did I drink water 11 minutes ago? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't know. I'm gonna drink water right now. Alright. If I put something like 0.2 seconds after landing, reset all this landing stuff. What, to like make it stop emitting? I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. Wait. How do I... Godot force re-emit one shot. Animation node one shot. One shot, the video game known as One Shot. Has anyone played this game? I don't know too much about it. I do know people enjoy it though. Over-engineered way to handle one-shot particles. Back has played it. It was nice. I heard it was like it's got like some fourth wall breaking stuff. I don't know too much about it. Great game. That's cool. Is it a game that I would play though? Does it have a lot of reading? It puts text files in your computer. I see. It's one of those games. Particle system one-shot issues. After the first emission, you can't force it to emit again unless you use restart. Wait a second, what is that? Restart? It kills the current particles? I mean, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Player.landing dust particles dot restart. Okay, maybe that's what I want. Alright, check this out. Yo, it works. It works. I mean, it doesn't fade out nicely. I can make the fade out faster. Maybe that's less of an issue. It's like Undertale without combat. It's a lot of text. Okay, so maybe not a game that I would play on stream. Because it does have a lot of reading, which I know I don't really like doing on my streams. Or in general. Anyone out there reading? Imagine reading. Couldn't be me. No, okay, it should be 0.5. Okay, that's fine. I think this is fine. Look at that dust. Sully says I can't read. I feel like half your streams are like visual novel streams. I don't know how people do it. It's like the entire stream is just like reading, and then it's like there's so much reading though. There's so much stuff to read. narrating things. Having character voices, being like, oh, this person talks like this person has a southern accent for some reason. This person's from New York. I don't know. Reading. Okay, so we have landing particles. Landing particles are now in the game. They work perfectly. I think that's pretty cool. I like watching streams of text stuff when the streamer wants to be a voice actor. I could see that being interesting. They're like, whoa, they have like unique voices for everyone. Like Flayon from Holo Stars, right? He does some of that stuff. He's out there voice acting. Sorry, I can't stop jumping. There's something about this. It's just like... It's just so satisfying. Particle effects are really fun. When you get it to work, it's like, whoa, look, he's jumping, and then there's effects. Whoa, dude. And when you're running, there's effects. Wow. It's crazy. It is so satisfying. Wow. Look at that. It's crazy. How does he do it? Oh my god. Yeah, particle effects when jumping off shrooms? I don't think so. Well, the particles are only when you land. It's when you jump, there's no particles. It's only when you land. So this one, when you land, there are. I think that's fine. I could consider adding particles when you jump, but I don't know. Is that overkill? I know Celeste has it. I should commit this first, though. Okay, so we have this stuff, we got that stuff. Git commit, add landing particle. Are they in front? They are in front, which is, it's hardly noticeable because the it's the same color as the character at the moment. I could make it behind. I don't know, is in Celeste, is it behind the character? Hold on. No, okay, it is in front. It is in fact in front of the character. Okay, so this is fine then. Shrooms could release yellow particles. They could. Actually, yeah, don't they do that in Hollow Knight? That could be nice. Just add particle effects to everything. Wow. Okay, let's commit this. Add landing particles. Hold on. Okay, yes. Add landing particles. Yeah, Celeste has jumping up particles. I don't know if I need them though. I mean, I could try it. Just see what it looks like. Wait, did I not save the player script? No, I did. Yeah, just put particles everywhere. Okay, let's see. We could try having jumping. So let's see. If you're jumping, if you have just entered the jump state, you could also consider playing the particles. Player.landing particles. I mean, I should probably name it not landing particles. What do I even name it? It's like jumping and landing particles. Restart. Player.landing dust particles. Emitting is true. Okay, it looks a bit weird when jumping. Actually, no, does it look fine? I don't know. It looks a bit weird. Or maybe it's fine. I don't know. It's a bit much. Or maybe it's fine. I don't know. I can't tell. It does feel like a lot. What is this? Smash Bros. Melee? Wave dashing? There's signs. There have been signs for a while. You can read things. Imagine reading things. Whoa. Okay, I think I don't have jump particles, just landing particles is fine. I mean, every jump has landing. I can't read without my glasses. Okay, so we have landing particles. What else do I want? What if we have like gliding? There's like a gliding trail you can have. Maybe when you're gliding, you can have like a line that shows you where you've glided. That'd be kind of cool. Glide trail. Can't read without my glasses. Okay. Let's try that. This is the particle effects stream. It's me adding particle effects everywhere. Watch as like the performance of the game is like really bad on like computers that aren't that good. Yeah, like they work fine on this computer, and then some random person's playing this and they're like, why is it's running at like 10 frames per second? You got too many particle effects in your game. It's ruining the game. Alright, what was I doing? Gliding particles. Every pixel is a particle. It'd be cool if when you first start gliding, it does a big whoosh effect. Oh yeah, because like when you first jump, it does, you do like go up a little bit. There could be something there. Motion for grass and flowers, I think that would be too much. It feels like it'd be a bit excessive. I don't know. Because there's already so much, and they're part of the tile set though. It would be kind of annoying to, I mean, I don't know. They would need to have their own shader individually. You know, maybe. You could do it. You could make a game that has flowers that move. Sorry, I can't stop jumping. It's like so satisfying. What the frick? Are you seeing this? It's crazy. It looks too good. Jump. There could be a jump counter in the game. How many times have you jumped? How many times have you died in the game? Speed run timer. Now let's add a glide trail. Glide particles. Alright, what does glide particles look like? It should be it should start from the center of the character. So perhaps over here. Why is it not moving this thing? Landing dust particles, why is this here? Is that this? What is this? Why can't I move this? Why is it not moving? It's moving the wrong thing. Excuse me? Glide particles, please. Why? Have a challenge level where there are no particles. Player has to traverse it even though their dopamine levels are markedly lower. I will have an option in the settings to disable particles. When you first start gliding, it's a big green whooshy line. Green though? Green? Why green specifically? And why is this? What is this? What am I changing right now? This is the glide particles. And what is this? That is the same thing. Why what? Wait, now it's got. No, I've disabled it. Okay. Why is that not there? What? Alright, whatever. How look up glide trail. Godot motion trail, is that a thing? Motion trail thing. 2D. Show your trail. 2D trail effects. Maybe not green, I was thinking wind color. I was thinking it could be white, kind of like this. Trail 2D in Godot. Okay, line 2D, it's not even like a particle, it's a line 2D. Rename it Trail 2D, save the scene. How do they do it? Variable called length, they spelled length wrong, guys. Process, rotation, global position. Oh, you said a width curve. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It's a bit too linear though. Is this not achievable with particles? Does it have to be a line 2D? Let's see. How to create trail effects. Are you seeing this freaking banner? Websites nowadays, you open a website. I sure would love to read some article. Oh, it just disappeared. All right. You don't have to click OK. It just disappears for you. All right. To create a trail effect, we can utilize the line 2D node. That allows us to draw lines and curves. Line 2D. Control the trail effect, point spacing. Control the trail effect. Accumulate distance. Get the current position. Calculate distance. This is a lot of like manual stuff. I feel like this thing could be in a shader. Godot trail shader. Trail. Godot shaders. Oh, what the frick? Blood. It's a blood trail. None of this is what I want. Simple trail effect. Ooh, that looks nice. What is that? Should work in 2D. Okay, so this is presumably a 3D shader. Is that what I want though? I don't know. GPU trail. Trails. Oh, I remember seeing this video. This was a nice one. Alright, maybe I'll try doing the other one. Where was it? Where was the file I just opened? It wasn't this one. Godot motion trail 2D. What about this video? Yo, look at that guy. Let's freaking zoom in. Create line 2D scene. Alright, I guess everyone does it with line 2D. Sure, I'll do line 2D. Delete this one. Delete it. Alright, new child node, line 2D. Yo, line 2D, isn't that what VTubers use? Line 2D? Line 2D. Okay, this one's going to be motion glide trail. Alright, glide trail. Configure line 2D. Yeah, line 2D model. Save branch as scene. So this will be in the entities player glide trail.scene. Wasn't a fan of that vid's effects. I mean, they're configurable. It doesn't have to be exactly that. Thinking of V2 model 2D live tracking. No, I'm thinking of line 2D. Obviously. Okay, configure line 2D. Curve 2D new max points. Okay, they're just coding things. I can't see that. I cannot read that. All right, let's go to the next one. 2D movement trail effect on 2D sprite using trail. Ooh, what is that? Is that the Korean backdash? What is that called? That's what they do in the speed runs. Dash trail effect. Trail renderer for melee attacks. Godot trail system. 2D line trails. Yeah, something like this. It's the gritty goose, gritty dog. Any gritty dog owners? Post gritty dog. Okay, so everyone uses line 2D. Extend line 2D. Okay, let's add the script. Hold on. Glide trail. Attach script. Glide trail.gd. Alright, extend live 2D. Add point get parent. Okay, so we have a point where the parent node, what the frick? We add a point where the parent is, and then I guess like periodically we add new points. Just go to where it needs, how it works. Current position radius. Direction I see. I understand entirely. Previous, okay, so every process we add a new point from the parent, and then if there is another point we remove it. I see. Okay, so I know enough how to do this. Okay, so then function process add point. We should have parent node, parent dot get parent. Okay, but the parent's gonna be fixed. So then on ready var parent node 2D equals get parent. All right. Add point parent dot position. Global position. Obvious. It's got to be global position. Okay, and then, okay, then we need a number for how many points, maximum points. So export var max points is an int, is going to be 30 for now. Let me just do this, 30. We add points, and then if points dot size is greater than max points, remove point 0. This is what I was thinking. Imgur, starting glide, during glide. Oh, you're just saying those things. Okay, so let me put this image on the screen. I was thinking a gliding trail specifically. Something very similar to what is being demonstrated in the video. This one, I feel like adding this might be kind of hard. Unless I do it as like one of these things that I draw manually. I'm going to try doing this first and then see if it works. See if it even looks good at all. Okay, we have this thing. A big bush when you start. Could have dopamine. Not everything needs to have dopamine. It would be nice. but let's see. Let's take a look at this one. Texture, get parent texture, ball radius. Texture, get size. What are they doing now? Previous position, global position, get parent. Direction. What is this? What's happening here? If only I was watching with audio, I could tell what they're talking about. Okay, so you can set various properties. You can have a width curve. Oh, I see. There's the width curve. So it starts off large, and then over time, it decreases to 0. Right. It's there. It's literally right there. And then what? Closed. Max points. Does this work if I just put it on the player? It's already on the player. Okay. How does this work? It does not appear to be doing anything. Default color is 1. Add point, parent, global position. How did they do it? Ready. Texture, get parent texture. Radius, previous position. Okay, so they're setting the radius based on the parent's radius. But I don't need that. I can just set... Oh, am I not setting the width? Is that what it is? The fill, texture, texture mode, capping, border, default color is white. This texture, is that what it is? Texture. Get parent texture. Previous position equals current position. Add point current position minus ball radius times direction. What? What if I just watch one video through to the end instead of just like watching part of a video? Okay, so we have a point. You set the global position to be equal to this thing. Global rotation. Parent position, add point, while point count is greater than length, remove. Okay. Show, but wait, what did they do? Show behind, a width curve. They have a width curve, they have default color. Show behind, width curve. Okay, this is where they add the curve. And this one starts small and then gets large. Wait, what? I thought it would be the other way. Do I have mine reversed? Is that what it is? How does this look? It doesn't, it's not showing. Wait, is there an error? What is this? Parameter delta is never used. I mean, I don't need it, right? I'm not actually using it. Get parent. Add point. Should I just print out points? Is it actually adding things? It is adding things. It is in fact adding things, but why is it not showing? If point size is greater than max points, remove point. Glide trail. How do they have this set up? Process. They've done this. I've done the same thing. Okay. Visibility. Show behind. What? Why is mine not working? Closed points. Packed vector. Size. Is that what it is? Size? No, it's because, okay, this one gets updated as I'm adding things. Width is 10 pixels. They're constantly resetting global position so the thing attached to the player. Maybe that's it. Oh, is that what I see? Oh, because it's currently it's currently attached to the player. Right, so then if I'm just adding points that are the parent's current points. I see. Hold on. Let me check their code. Yeah, point is there. Global position is equal to this. Global position is 0. Global rotation is 0. Okay, global. I see. They're setting this global position to be the origin point. It's a bit strange, actually. Oh, maybe it's fine. Vector 2, 0, 0. Okay, holy frick. Okay. Whoa, dude. That's something right there. Okay, I see. Okay, so we should decrease the width. It should be like 3, maybe. It should also be from the center of the player rather than wherever this is. Okay, we move the glide trail up there. It should be even higher. Even higher. It's happening all the time. I haven't enabled it to be conditionally on. Let's see. Okay, so from here, it is still too high up. Or sorry, it's still too low. Oh no, because I'm setting it to the player's global. The position of the glide trail doesn't matter. I'm setting the global position to be this. We should have an offset. Also, I hate this song. Let me skip this one. Okay, glide scale. We should have an offset. It does feel a bit strange though that this is the child node of this guy, but then it's not moving anywhere. It's not like, sorry, it is relative to like the global position rather than the player's current position. Do the other ones do it like that? Hold on, how does this guy do it? There's too much code. This one's too long. There's way too much code here. Get parent, hold on. Get parent position. Position. Get baked point size greater than max points or remove point. That's too much. That's too much. Okay, this one also, wait, this one sets current position to global position. And then something with direction. What did they do with direction? Current position minus, oh, I see. So this one sets it so that the origin point is always where the player currently is. And then they update the delta. So they have current position minus something times direction. How does that work? How does that make sense? Get parent global position. What if I try doing it? Well, you know, I could keep it like this for now, and then commit this, and then try to change it later. So we want an offset, which is a vector 2, 0, 0. At point parent global position plus offset. They're doing Verlet integration to calculate the velocity. Are they doing velocity calculations? Is that really what they're doing? Current position. I thought they were simply setting some other thing. They're trying to make the trail interesting. Oh, are they making the fade off based on your speed? Is that what it is? I would probably know if I was actually like listening to it rather than just watching the video. I see, that's probably what they're doing then. Alright, whatever, you know, this is fine. Global position equals this one, add point, offset. Okay, so we set the offset to be maybe like -4. Okay, and then instead of -4, maybe like -5. Alright, that's something. And then we just set it to be behind the player. Okay, so that's pretty cool though. Okay, it should also fade out. There should be a, what's the curve called? Points? Resource, fill gradient, fill texture. Kinda super cute. I think it looks cool. Very cool looking effect. Whoa, look, you can jumping path effect. Whoa. You could even see like the little jumps. That's pretty cool. Okay, how do we add a alpha curve? Godot line alpha curve. Bezier's curves and paths. That's not what I want. Godot line 2D. Line 2D. Default color. Joint mode, they got joints. Points. Texture. Is texture the thing I want to set? Texture 2D. Godot line 2D fade. Fade E. Fade. Gradually decrease node opacity. Shaders for line 2D are tricky. Universal fade. Is there really? Hold on. How do these guys do it? Or do they not do it? Do they not even do it? Do they not fade the thing out? Maybe they don't. Surely, there's got to be some way to do it. Godot line 2D. What if I just search for curve? Width curve? Is it the gradient property? Gradient? Fill gradient. New gradient? Interpolation. Okay, how do I set change? Okay, you could change it to white and then with some alpha. Okay, I see. So the farthest one should have 0 alpha. I don't know if that's working. Fill gradient. Linear. Okay, so what if I change the colors just to test whether this works? You can make it blue. Maybe I have to reload the game. Is that what it is? Oh, okay, okay. Wait, that actually looks kind of nice. Okay, so I think I have it reversed though. It's that this one should be fully alpha 0. And this one should have alpha the other one. Like this. Yeah, I like that. looks nice. Whoa, okay. Yeah, the slightly blue is kind of nice. I did that by accident, but it looks pretty nice. So I guess I will keep it. That's a glidable one. Okay, we can make it maybe like this blue, perhaps. Yeah, okay, we can also increase the size slightly. Width could be maybe like 4. Is 4 good? Wow, maybe even more. Make it -6 and then 5. Ooh, that lines up pretty well. Okay, so now we need to enable it only when the player is gliding. Function reset. We should have a reset so that it only starts when you're gliding. Sorry, enabled. We should have is enabled false. And then if enabled, then do this stuff. Hold on, is there a better way to do this? If you're not gliding, this is going to process every frame, even when nothing needs to be done. Oh no, I know, no way. I know what I could do. Have it be set value enabled equal value. If not enabled, then you set points to be empty. How do I do that? Remove point. Clear. Is there a thing just called clear? Clear points. Okay, so if you set enable to false, it will clear all the points. And then, is there a way to make it skip processing? Godot skip process. Idle processing, physics processing. Godot disable processing. How to enable disable a node. Set process false. Okay, so if enable is false, set process not enabled. Or sorry, enabled. So if it is enabled, then you run process. Otherwise, you do nothing. Cool. And then on ready, you set enabled to false. Okay, and then you go to the gliding script right here. Oh, we have to add it to the player first. Okay, so let's see, player.gd. We get a reference to glide trail, and it is a line. Do we have to make a specific class for it? Where's my script? Glide trail. Class name, glide trail. Okay, then we go back to player script. We say glide trail is a glide trail, and it is specifically under glide trail, I think. Is that true? Is it actually under glide trail? It is, okay. So then we go to the glide script, gliding.gd, and then on enter, player.glide trail enabled equals true, and then on exit, oops, Without glide trail. Enabled equals false. Oh wait, no, it should still play, right? Even when the player lands, we don't want the trail to just disappear, right? Because that's what it will do currently. I need it to still continue playing. It should still remain in the air, but we should just not add new points to it. How do I do that? I feel like the trail could also be a bit longer. It could be, max points could be a larger value. For example, 50. Let's see. Okay, that looks good. Yes. All right. I think I will commit this for now and then try to figure out how to make the thing not disappear as soon as you stop gliding. Git add entities. I should format. You gotta format your code. JD format entities. Right, we have glide trail, we got process, we got the glide trail file, we got this thing, we got that thing, and glide trail. Whoa, so cool. You could even make patterns with it. Okay, so how do we not have it disappear immediately? Go to the glide trail script. All right, so let's see. Process. You do want to keep it there. How do we have it disappear? Is there a way to add points to a line? To have it fade over time? What if I just don't do this? What does that look like? Okay, it just does this. You know, we've made a sword, and guys, you can poke things with this. That's kind of cool. We are now a shooting star. Wait, wait, look at this. Whoa, we have hair. We have created a hairstyle for ourselves. That's kind of cool. And then when you die, it's still there. Whoa, whoa, dude. There could be a game like this. What if this was like a solid object? And you could like push things with it. That fishing rod. So true. This is a solid. You can push the mushroom with this. All right, how do I make this not do that? It is fun. It is cool when a bug is kind of cool. Yeah, what if I change the entire game to be around this mechanic? Also, I should drink water. It is 7 p.m. All right. Oh wait, no, I think I know what to do. Hold on. Instead of clearing points, let's see. You simply, all you gotta do is if enabled, then add point. Otherwise, do this. Else, remove point. So you are always removing point. Okay, that's something. It is a bit strange that it just stops like that, though. Should I keep it until the player lands? Is that maybe something that'd be nicer? What if I try removing 2 points per process if disabled? Maybe. If I made it so that it only does it when you land. The trail follows but disappears faster. I could consider that. So if not enabled, remove, is there remove points, plural? Okay, I could just do it twice, I guess. Oh wait, okay, that looks alright actually. Yeah, I think that's maybe a bit nicer. Although, I don't know. Something. Also, what's going on? Oh, hold on, there's a lot of bugs here. Oh, because I need to check whether you can actually remove the point. If point size is greater than 0. Points.size greater than 0. Remove point. This feels a bit hacky. Yeah, it could be when you land. I think maybe that's better. So let's see. If enabled, add the points. Otherwise, remove the points. There's probably a better way to do this. Okay, so let's see, gliding. Let's see what that looks like. You go to the player gliding script. So rather than glide trail enabled false in exit, you set it. Hold on, but there's a lot of states where like it could be like when you're like grabbing onto a wall as well. It's also a thing. Do I have like a common state that is like landed? That you've grabbed onto something? Let's see, so we have in the player scripts, we have a bunch of different states. You could have in the idle state. If you're in the idle state, glide trail enabled is false. If you are in the wall climb state, it's also false. But it also, okay, when you land, it does also just kind of stop abruptly. So maybe it's an issue regardless. I mean, yeah, it does also just kind of stop when you're there. Although, maybe it's like, maybe that's better. I don't know. But like, this case looks a bit weird. I mean, I could maybe have it like fade out slightly. I could adjust the gradient so that If you don't gate the add point behind enabled and always push points but remove twice as many, it would do the effect. If I don't gate, okay, so if I always remove, glide trail. So if I'm always adding points, wait, but then this would also apply if I'm, whatchamacallit. Wait, even when I'm not gliding, it would do this. So I guess I would need like another thing to like, actually no, it doesn't. Oh no, because yeah, you're right. Because then if I'm not gliding, it will always add a point, but then it will always remove that same point. Let's see, if enabled, if not enabled, you could put it a bit lower. Maybe. Hold on. Well, wait. It's still kind of there. I could then remove more remove more than 2 points at a time. It'll still show when you're going fast though. Wait, this thing. So this thing, you land and then you still have a little bit of trail. Wait, hold on. Instead of doing this, about removal rate. Removal rate. Instead of removing 2 at a time, have it be 3 or 4. Have it be configurable. Fade path? What is it? Fade amount? Fade ratio? I don't know what to call it. Remove a bunch of points until it trails off properly. I'm just going to hardcode it for now. Okay, so this one, const remove point rate. It'll be maybe 3 for now. So then if not enabled, points.size is less than remove point rate. And points.clear, right? Clear points else. How do you do like a for loop in Godot? For range? Is it range? For something in range? This is how you do it. Range, okay. Remove point rate. Rat. Remove point rate. Remove point 0. Expected loop variable. Wait, what? For. I guess you can't name variables just underscore. Is there a better way to do this? Godot loop n times. Looping. For n in, oh, you can just do that. For n in 8. You could just do that. For I in remove point rate. That's crazy. In range, for n in range. Okay, but what if I don't care about the variable? You need to have a name for it. What the heck is this song? Okay, it started off very weird. Okay, wait. This seems alright. Removing 3 at a time when disabled seems fine. Well, okay, hold on. Oh, the disable, wait. We can make it start being disabled. Okay, so I have it so that it's only disabled when you land. When you land like this, it's fine. But when you land like this, it takes a while So we could go back to having it so that it's disabled shortly in the exit function. Exit void glide trail enabled is false. I can remove it from the other ones, but I'll do that later. Okay, so what does it look like when you fall? Actually, that seems fine. It seems alright. So while you're gliding, it follows you, and then as you land, it goes away pretty quickly. It seems good. Alright. Let's see. We go back to the other ones. We can remove it from here. We can remove it from climbing. Where's my climbing script? Wall climbing. Alright, that seems good. Very nice, okay. And then we update this so that it's not hard-coded. Feels like that meme of Wallace and Gromit laying infinite tracks, push points but constantly remove. So true, so true. Export var. Should just call it fade amount 3. Remove point rate. Fade amount. Probably could have a better name for this. Let's format this. Now it does feel a bit wasteful though that we are just always adding points even when we're landed. Even when we know it's not going to do anything. Oh, maybe let's see. You could maybe avoid adding points if point size is 0. Maybe. Whatever, I could consider that later. Fade glide trail when not gliding. Minuscule optimization. Yeah, but it's adding points all the time. Anyway, I do have to go to the bathroom. This is a longer stream than usual. I will be back shortly. I feel like usually when I'm BRB, I put like something on the screen to play though. You want to do crosswords, guys? You can do a crossword while I'm out. A crossword. Is Redactyl dead? Redactyl daily article not found? Okay, we're gonna open up crosswords. Which one do you want to do? Standard. Well, actually, New York Times on Monday is pretty easy, right? New York Times. Times NY Times. Monday. Okay, you can do this while I'm BRB'd. I will be back shortly. Alright, I have returned. Slightly longer than usual. I had to boil some water. Alright. We're almost done. There's one more thing left. You are almost done. Movie of the week, Bled. Very nice. Congrats, everyone. 7, you know, that's like that's a lot easier than the usual the usual New York Times. Alright, good job. Alright, let me unpin this message. X tag carry. Well, you can see who did what actually. How do you see? There's like a list. Color attribution. Yes, okay, you got most of them. There's a list under the crossword. Oh, I didn't even, was this always here? I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, good job. Oh no, you have to, right, you have to click this to see it. I see. I didn't know that was there. Anyway, okay, back to the game, guys. What about this thing? Could we have like a particle effect when you first enable the glide? Is that a thing? Oh, look at this. So many particles. It's everywhere. Wait, what about when you push? What if when you push a crate and it lands? There could be dust particle. You know, the player's not the only one that lands. We could have this as well. That would be cool. Hold on. Can I do that? We're cooking. Did I commit this? I did. Okay, so let's see. Crate. We open up the crate. Let's see, crate.tscn. I think I should make the dust particles into their own entity. If they're going to be common between player and crate, we could consider making dust particles, landing dust particles, save branches scene. So this will be under entities. Would this be an entity? Landing dust particles. .tscn. Wait, no, this would just be, I would not be no, yes, okay, yes, let's do it. I don't, sometimes I just like say things and then like I don't complete my thought, so it doesn't make sense what I'm saying. You're like, oh, what if I did, no, actually that doesn't, but what if I did, yeah, what if I did that? I'm just doing that, man. Okay, landing dust particles .tscn. Okay, now we can reuse this same thing on the crate. So then we have it's a lot of stuff here. Player, okay, so landing dust particles, we can put this one right here. And then we go to the crate script. And then we have on ready. Let's see, we just copy this from player.gd. Landing dust particles. Okay, so let's see. When this thing lands on the floor, let's see, if is on floor, move and slide. So this is if you were not on floor, we want a variable that was like, were you previously on the floor? Var was on floor, which is true. So if you are on floor, was on floor equals true. Otherwise, it's false. So then, if you are on floor, if not was on floor, then landing dust particles dot emit. Emitting equals true. Right, does this work? It would be very cool if this just worked. It does not work. Okay. If was on floor is true, if you are on floor and you were not on floor, then emit the particles. Otherwise, oh, is it because I set emitting and then I immediately unset it on the next frame? If was on floor and landing dust particles emitting, and landing dust particles was on floor is never set to false. Oh wait, right. Oh, this should be false. That's what it is. Okay. Thank you. All right, let's try this one. Wait, okay, it's showing up behind, so we just put it on the other side. We put it above the sprite. Then it should go. Okay, but it should also be a bit lower down. Landing dust particles, put that over there. Oh, that looks pretty good. Hold on. Go this way. Whoa. That's great. Okay, what about this crate now? Yeah, I think we need to add like some... It needs to be going out a bit wider. Is there a way to have it like start off from a certain offset? It should start off from like a random width, right? So let's see, we have particles, we have process material. Well, in that case, then it doesn't really make sense to reuse them because we're going to be updating this thing and it's going to have different settings. So maybe we just don't do it. We don't have landing dust particles.gd. I mean, but they're very similar though. Surely there's something. Particle process material. Amount ratio, sub emitter, texture. Collision drawing. What if we just make it wider? Is that a thing I can do if I just make this thing wider? Transform, scale. What about scale? Should be 1.5. No, because they all emit from the center. I need them to emit from not just the center. They need to emit also not from center. Oh, also this is locked. Okay, what if this was 2? Welcome, Gex. There's like, I think there's like an initial... Wait, that looks alright. Wait, what? Do you see that? Is this good? I think that looks alright. I just needed to scale it, I guess. And maybe it could have a bit more particles since it's larger. Amount maybe like 20. now we're thinking. Okay, what about this one? Yeah, that seems alright. Okay, so the transform, we scaled it by 2 in the x-axis. What about 1.8? Because 2 seems a bit much. Or maybe it's totally fine. Yeah, 1.8 seems okay as well. I think that's good. Yes, alright, that seems good to me. Well, look, we're reusing code. It shouldn't appear in the middle at all, but why not? I think it makes sense, because it's in front. It includes from going toward the viewer, right? I think it makes sense. The crate is already occupying that space. Well, it's like you gotta think about this in 3D. It's like here, here, and then also toward us, right? Wait, when we reset, okay. Wait a second. Is that do you see that thing when I reset this thing? Oh, is it because it's moving up and then when I reset it lands? Whatever, I can keep that there. It's fine. Like that. I think that's fine. I mean, I could have it not do that by simply putting it behind. But I think it looks good. Wait, why did that one not play at all? What? Excuse me? Wait, what? If I put it behind, and then is it because I reloaded it? See, like that's a bit strange. It's only because it's emitting from both sides. Whatever, I think this is fine. Yes. And this one as well. And then when the player lands, it's also there. Good. Seems good to me. Alright, what else can I add particles to? Oh, the mushroom. We did say we can add mushroom particles. Are there other things that I can push? What are some other entities? Other things that could fall? I strongly disagree. Well, I think it's good, so... Mushroom platform player. Oh yeah, also the falling platforms. Hold on. Remember those falling platforms? Those should have dust particles as well. Let me commit this first. Add falling dust, add landing dust particles to crate. Alright, and then and then we have these falling platforms right here. These ones should also have dust particles. Let's see. Entities, platform, falling platform, falling climbable platform, moving, what did I call it? Climbable falling platform. Alright, so this one should also have a similar thing. right here. Right, and this one should be at the bottom, right there. Go to the script. With mushroom, can the particles go slower? Yes. They can, in fact, go slower. 0 out of 10 was a joke. I assumed it was. Alright, let's see. Landing dust particles. This. How do I, what is it? Alt? Shift? What is it? Control? Control, click, drag. Okay. This should be optional though. Is there a way to make this optional? Get node or null? Get node. Don't get node or null. Why does get node return null? Is it supposed to return null? Because that's what I want. Godot get node. Can I just like get the documentation? I just want to see the docs. Get node. Node.get node. Fetches a node. It can be relative, absolute. If path does not point, okay, generates an error and returns null. What if I don't want it to return null? Do I have to do has node? Node has node. Get node. Oh, get node or null. Okay. Landing dust particles. Get node or null. Landing dust particles. Alright, so then falling is false. If falling, do we also need was on ground? Move and collide. So if it is falling, if it has collided with the ground, we set velocity y to 0. So let's see. If landing dust particles dot emitting equals true. I imagine we need to add another case to this. It is not playing. Let's see, landing dust particles, GPU particles, get node or null. Get node or null by node path. What is a node path? It's just this. What is this thing? I've never seen this before. What is this? Is that a thing? I didn't know that was a thing. Why is that not playing? It's node path syntax for generating them? What? Do I need that? Is that a thing that's even needed? Whatever, it's probably fine. Okay, let me see if this actually is there. Let's see, move and collide and not one-way collision. Print landing dust particles. Let me just see if it's actually picking this up. Okay, it is null? It's printing null? Hold on. Get node or null. Landing dust particles. It is right there, after all. Why? Oh no, it's because I have two different ones. This one is specifically the spiked one. Climbable spiked falling platform. Let me copy this one and also put that one in here. Very confusing. Alright, Alright, so this one should maybe work. Okay, that one does have a thing. I should also adjust the scale to be similar. Transform random dust particles scale x is 2. Okay, that looks alright. Oh no, I had it as 1.8, right? Scale 1.8. 18? No, let's just see what it looks like with 18. It's probably absurd. That is in fact quite absurd. 1.8. Oh, I think I also had a mount as 20. And I think I also need it to be positioned lower. So this one is here. Okay, so it does play. It is right there. It is in fact. It does not. Wait, when I reset it. Okay, I need to call reset. Wait, did the same thing happen with the crates? If I reset the crates, did they not replay? Or was that only because it's... Wait, what am I talking about? It's going. If I reset, it does play again. Okay, maybe because the time did not finish. I need to reset the thing. Let's see, loading dust particles, landing dust particles dot restart, right? Restart. Is that what it is? Oh wait, okay, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. This needs to have is the same logic as before. Was on ground, right? What was in my this one? What if not was on floor? Landing dust particles dot restart. So we need a similar. Wait, was there a thing? Was on floor? Was on floor? There isn't. Okay. I need to keep track of that on my own. Alright, so climbing falling platform. Falling platform.gd. Was on floor. Var was on floor is false. And then I need to set it so that colliding, if it is colliding, then was on floor equals true, else, wait, if move and collide, if it is this thing, was, wait a second, was on floor is true, I need to move this thing. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Else was on floor equals false. Okay, so this one needs to be moved below here. And then if landing dust particles and not was on floor, right? So it falls, we reset it, it triggers again, it's good. Quite good, okay, that works. And then we need climbable falling platform that is not spiky. So this one as well, we set the amount to 20. We set the transform scale to be 1.8. I have to find one that does this. Gotta find a non-spiked falling platform. there is one over here. There's one over here as well. Okay, that did play. I know you could barely see it because I was blocking it. But it did. Wait, did you see that? Oh, because when the player... Okay, no, that's just because the player's position was there. And also, once you climb up a ladder, it also plays that effect. Which is another issue that I had, is that when you're climbing up a ladder and you reach the top, you technically do fall for 1 frame. And so that it plays that falling animation, which is something I would like to avoid. Let me put that in my to-do. To-do, climb a ladder, but not fall. Perhaps. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so let's see this. This one has both examples. We have a falling platform and also a falling crate. And both of them do play. And we have landing dust particles, we got this stuff. Was on floor equals false. Okay, so we gotta format our code. Add landing dust particles to falling platforms. All right, so that's good. Okay, let's consider adding mushroom particles. Welcome to 40 Games. Stopping by for a bit. How am I doing? Pretty well. We've added a bunch of particles to the game. When you land, there's particles. When you glide, there's like a trail. It's pretty cool. Do you see that? What was that? Wait a second. You got this cool looking trail. When the platforms fall, there's also dust. That's pretty cool. Whoa. Some more dust. Okay, let's look at mushroom particles. We have the player, we move the player over here. Does the game already have a name? I do have a name in mind, but I will not reveal it until it's out. One of the power-ups is just a bag. That's a bag of sugar. Yes, it is. It is simply a bag of sugar. All right, so mushroom bounce particles. Let's look at mushroom. Mushroom scene. Okay, let's add GPU particles 3D. And this one. All right, how do I want this to work? It should have some vertical acceleration. The time should be, it's like kind of long, maybe. Okay, so the amount. We have process material, new particle process material. And then we change the gravity to be negative, maybe like -10, maybe like negative 10 is fine. We'll give it some initial velocity upward. Let's see, spawn velocity. Direction should be -1. Initial velocity could be between 0 and about 10. Ooh, look at look at that. Maybe 10's a bit much. Maybe 5? No, it should have high initial velocity, and then it slows down. All right, so 50. 50. 50 is a lot. Maybe not 50. Maybe like 20. Yes, it should stay poofed from the sides. So we have like large spread. It should be like 90 degree spread. And then, oh yes, it should have, what's it called? Explosiveness. Maximum explosiveness, so it all launches at once. And then particle count, maybe like 20, like that. Velocity could be a bit higher. Could be like 10 to 30. Okay, and then gravity. Gravity, it should be not positive, but negative. It should stay in the air for a little bit. Velocity. Okay, maybe like 30 to 50. It's a bit too fast. 20. Hold on. Velocity, gravity. About 20. 20 gravity. How do I make it slow down? Is it acceleration? Maybe it's not gravity. Maybe it's linear acceleration. Or radial acceleration? Linear. Okay, so linear acceleration, it should be, okay, we can have an acceleration curve. Chat, is this true? Is this real? Okay, so acceleration curve. It should accelerate in the beginning and then slow down drastically. Could I apply like a wiggly effect after the linear thing? I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this curve is doing anything. Acceleration curve, negative 50, is that, oh, that's too fast, holy frick. Maximum 5. Maximum negative 5. Strange, very strange effect. Velocity. Initial velocity? Maybe 50 is too fast. Maybe like 30. That feels a bit slow as well. It needs to be like really fast and then like slow down drastically. Like 50, whoops. Maybe like 30, 50, angular, what is it, acceleration? Linear acceleration. So it should go from min value could be like negative 500. Is that anything? And then it should decelerate like immediately. Should pretty much immediately stop. Now, why does this not work? This does not appear to be doing anything. That literally was not doing anything. Okay. Why? Acceleration. What about this? Is this angular acceleration? Is that what it is? Let's remove this curve. Radial acceleration. Okay, so it starts off, it goes negative. It also appears to not be doing anything. Well, anyway, it is time for me to end my stream. So I'll probably figure this out off stream. Or maybe I won't figure it out and it will not be in the game. Or I could look up a tutorial on how to do it. If anyone has even... Hold on, is that a thing? Godot, mushroom, spore, jump, tutorial? Spore-like creature, spine editor. I mean, this is kind of specific. I don't know if other people have written a tutorial about this. Alright, whatever. I will figure it out, possibly. I might also never figure it out. Okay, we've added a lot today. We've added many a thing. We've added particle effects. We've added falling down. Landing. Others. Yeah, the flag. I totally forgot about the flag. Let's take one last look at it. Look at this flag right here. Whoa, it looks so alright, I guess, maybe. Yay. And we have the glide effect. I forgot about the glide effect. Yes, this is the end of the game. Once you touch this flag, the game is over. There's going to be an ending cutscene of some kind, maybe. And that's it. Good times out here. The glide effect is so cool. The dust particles, so cool. Welcome, Deep Freeze. Alright, I will now end the stream. Thanks for watching. I hate when songs have like words like that in them. The snow is cool. It is pretty cool. Okay. Well. Let's see what day it is. Memorial Day, Paper Airplane Day, Decoration Day, Cherry Dessert Day, Sorry Day. I know that's that image, it's the hexagonal salt flats. I did not know that. Spring Bank Holiday, Dracula Day, World Redhead Day. Dracula Day. Alright, what? Which one of these? Paper Airplane. We could do Paper Airplane Day raid. Is there a Paper Airplane emoji? I don't know. You could also do Dracula Day if you want. National Paper Airplane Day raid. If there isn't a paper airplane emoji, you can maybe post like paper and then plane. And then some other relevant Wolfie emote. Alright, who's streaming? Who do I raid today? Twitch.tv. Okay, let's see. We got a bunch of people streaming. I'm scrolling through my list. There isn't even a paper emoji? Wait, really? There's a memo emoji. There's a page facing up emoji. That's similar enough, right? This one? That's paper right there. Okay, what if we raid, what about this person? This person raided us the other day. They are also working on a game, so if you want to watch a game developer, sure, you could stick around. Possibly. Anyway, that's going to be it. I'm going to be back on Wednesday with What was it? Web fishing, probably? Yeah, web fishing. And then Friday we got some, I don't even know. Either more game dev or like some other game. I don't know. It is nearing the end of this game. It is, you know, it's been several months and it's coming together pretty well. I still need to add, what, a title screen. I need to add ending cutscene / credits. Maybe like a start of game intro or whatever. You know, when you start the game, there's like a lore. You're like, hey, there's this person and they want to climb this mountain for some reason. That kind of stuff. It's literally Celeste. It's like two things. It's like Celeste, it's like a short hike. Both of them involve climbing a mountain. Short hike also has gliding. I'm also using the font from a short hike. So it's pretty much that. Web fishing replacement? I don't know. Anyway, the raid's going. I will see you next time. Goodbye.